Welcome to another installment of 5-Minute Tones. Today, we're going to get super nerdy and explore an advanced amp parameter. But before we do that, I would encourage you to update your FM3 to firmware 3, which has just come out. Or if you're on an Axe FX3, grab firmware 15.01 because they add some awesome power amp modeling improvements. We'll talk about that in a second, but for now, I have the Brit 800 model loaded up with one of my own cabinet IRs. You can get this one from the Exchange website. It sounds like this. So hyper aggressive. It's like a Rottweiler, like a JCM 800 should be. Awesome crack and bark and crunch in there. What I want you to do is you can use this model, you can use your favorite high gain amp model, but try this. Go to the power amp tab. I'm going to focus on this transformer drive parameter. It is modeling distortion in an amplifier's output transformer, which is pretty interesting. So what I like to do with this model is turn it up to about 3. This mostly, to me, it kind of changes the feel and it changes the response of the amplifier, but essentially it's going to increase the amount of distortion going on in the low end. There is a really good Tech Notes article on the Fractal forum, which I'll link in the video description if you want to learn more about it. But basically, it just kind of makes everything a bit kind of thicker and spongier, and it feels better, and in my opinion, it sounds better. I'm going to set it to 3. I won't press enter just yet. I'll do it halfway. If you want the opposite effect, you can lower it. I mean, let's go extreme. Let's put it at 0.5 and hear the difference. Really subtle. Make sure you're listening on studio monitors if you can, or headphones. But there is this, like I said, this kind of squish, this compression going on, this transformer drive as it would be. I really like that. You can also kind of simulate the sound of your amp just falling apart by turning it all the way up to 10. That's kind of fun. If you really want to get nasty, let's hear it on some ultra high gain. I'm going to bring up the USA lead. I'll go to my drop C guitar, my PRS SC245. Normally when I test any update on the Fractal stuff, I grab this guitar and this amp model. So this is what it sounds like at the moment. It is nasty. Let's go to the power amp again. So if you think about it, distorting the low end, if you wanted a super tight metal tone, you might want to turn this down a little bit. Let's drop it, say, to 0.8. It will just get a teeny weeny bit tighter. But for my money, I was playing around with this. I really like setting this on this model around 2. It just kind of, I don't know, it's the same thing, but I like it a little bit more. It's totally subjective here, and you may not hear a difference at all, but I can, and I really like it. So I'll leave it at 1. I'm gonna press, when you see me press enter, that's when I'm turning it up to 2. I'm really, really digging that. So I would encourage you to play around with the transformer drive parameter there. This has kind of become one of those parameters to me where if somebody asks me, hey, I've done all the basic tweaking, which I normally recommend to people, just stick to these controls here, the authentic ones. Get the right cabinet, dial in the amp right, set up your guitar. That's another huge part of getting a good guitar sound. But if you do want to dive in deep, I really recommend people play around with these speaker impedance curve models. You can play around with stuff like the output compressor. And now I would kind of say, yeah, the transformer drive is a good one to just tweak. You can tweak it a lot or you can tweak it a little. And it's really all about making yourself happy right here. So make yourself happy and play around with the transformer drive. Grab the latest firmware for the FM3 because there are some really sweet new features. And now the modeling is totally in lockstep with the AXFX3. If you're on the AXFX3, grab the latest firmware there because there's a bunch of new drives and really cool new routing options. Thanks for watching the video. I will see you all next time. Cheers.